guys, it's Dana and it's time to talk about money. And in this video, I want to share with you 10 low debt stocks that I think are a good buy in a recession. So let's talk about that. Okay, so the stock market has been at all-time highs, and it's very easy to invest and to look like you're brilliant when you are picking stocks and investing when everything is up, right? Everything's up, it's great. But if there is a recession, we have run into some rocky times, things are going to come down, people start to panic, people start to sell everything. And so that's not a good feeling. It's not a good situation for anybody. Of course, you don't want to be selling at the top. Or, I'm sorry, you want to be selling at the top. You don't want to sell when stocks are down. You want to sell when stocks are up. But when everything starts to crash, it's kind of like people start to panic and then they have this reaction to start selling everything. Okay, so you don't want to feel that way. You want to make sure you have a good blend when you are investing. And I care about being debt-free. Obviously, we don't borrow money. That's what we talk about on this channel, is being debt-free. So obviously in my investments, I also care about companies that carry low or no debt, companies that are deleveraged, because I feel like when there's a recession or when things start to crash in the economy, it's just good to be involved in some companies that you know are not going anywhere, that they're very solid, very stable, and that they're going to continue to, carry you through the hard times, because they're not going to go bankrupt, because they have a good amount of cash on hand to weather the storm, just like we all should, right? So because we're trying to do this in our own lives, we're trying to be debt free, have a good emergency fund, have savings. We also should be, aware of the companies that we are investing in, and are they also, caring about the amount of debt that they are carrying. And there's a lot of companies now carrying a lot of debt, especially with the AI build out. And maybe that doesn't concern you, but this video is if you're kind of concerned. This is 10 stocks I would feel comfortable investing in these companies in preparation for a possible recession. Okay, before I get into the list, I wanted to remind everyone that I am not an investment advisor. I am not your investment advisor. Make sure you do all your own research before investing in the stock market. Okay, so let's start at the top with my list. Number one is Google. Okay, Google owns YouTube. I love YouTube. We're here on YouTube. So yeah, Google I think is amazing. It has a search engine, obviously, which has not died. I actually was one of the people that thought, with the introduction with AI, possibly Google search would go away. And they proved that wrong. That has not been the case, okay? So Google, I think, is amazing. And they do have a very strong balance sheet, and they're not going to be going anywhere. Everybody, YouTube, come on, it's not going away, right? Don't go away, YouTube. Next on my list is Microsoft, okay? Microsoft, you probably heard of that company before. If you haven't, I don't know. They've got computers, they've got software. They do have AI services, and they have a very strong balance sheet as well. Very diversified revenue stream, Microsoft. Okay, next on my list is one that I've talked about recently quite a bit, and that is Amazon. Amazon is not just the retail that you think of. They're doing cloud services, advertising, as well as shipping, robotics. I think robotics is going to be huge with Amazon in the future. So again, I just cannot imagine Amazon going bankrupt and going away. They are so involved in so many, I feel like so many people just would never cancel their Prime membership. I mean, no matter what's happening, how many times do you order from Amazon? I mean, seriously. Next on my list is Palantir. Palantir has software for government. They have government contracts, good or bad, depending on how you feel about that and what they do. They do have low debt, and so I feel that that's probably a company that's going to be relatively safe come recession. Next is SoFi, Digital Financial Services. They have low debt, and I feel as if they're not a company that's going anywhere, probably going to be growing in the future, so SoFi. This one is one you probably haven't heard of before. This next one is Clover. They are a Medicare Advantage insurance company. So they have zero debt. They've been very profitable recently. And so I have been investing in Clover. Next is one that we have on our stock market challenge, or stock investing challenge, our weekly $1 that we've been doing here on my channel, and that is SCHD. That is Schwab, and they invest in all companies that pay out dividends. So very stable, large companies. So SCHD. O Realty Income. Okay, this is a REIT. I have this in my Roth. This is one that invests in commercial real estate and then pays out a dividend. Then we have Apple, iPhones, MacBooks. Apple, again, very large company. They're positioned very well, and I feel like they are going to do good into a recession. Okay, and then if you know anything about AI, you've probably heard about NVIDIA. So NVIDIA has to be on the list. They design AI and graphics and processing chips and for data centers and for gaming. And NVIDIA is one of those companies that I feel, again, is not necessarily going anywhere. Okay, now for our $1 stock market investing challenge for this week, I have to pick one that is on the list. So I'm going to select Microsoft. It's going to be a fractional share. So $1 of Microsoft. If you don't like that, you can pick a different one on the list or a different one altogether. So I believe we are in week 12 now, if I'm correct. So $1 towards Microsoft. That's what we're doing. And then please let me know down below in the comments, what is a stock that you are investing in or would like to invest in or that you feel is good for a recession, has low debt, minimal debt. I'd love to hear yours as well because this is definitely not an all-encompassing list. So yeah, so that's it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.